Do you want to be a Jedi Master at Dimebag Darrell Whammy Harmonics? Just kidding. That's totally not me. I'm Tristan Rivers, and I think it's just about time that I do one of my random, out of nowhere, one-take, scriptless video talking about stuff that I get messages for while I'm completely in hiatus from doing this YouTube thing that I don't really do. But anyway, the video I was going to make was about those harmonics. I get a lot of people asking how I do them so easily. And the thing is, it's if you think about harmonics in the right way, it's not really that hard. I mean, obviously practice is involved. It's easier said than done, but there's nothing really all that crazy about it. Like, maybe someday I'll do a full video just talking about how to deal with all harmonics. But essentially the idea is, when you got all these different techniques, whether it's that or pinch harmonics or tapped harmonics or natural, artificial, whatever, all that stuff, what it really comes down to is the string's vibrating, and it's almost like you're muting the string at the node where that where the overtone is generated. I won't get into the science of that, just simply because I'm not qualified, but also because I just want to talk about how you would functionally make these work. So I'm going to probably say things that are not entirely correct, but the idea is just how do you want to think about playing the guitar and using your hands and getting the sound out. So when I'm doing this sort of thing, really all you got to think about is, the string vibrates, and then your finger is touching the node. It's like you're muting the string where exactly in its precise place, as opposed to like if it's just kind of random like that. So really the trick, it comes down to, if the string is loose, it's going to vibrate really easily. So as long as your finger is in the place where that overtone is generated, it just kind of comes out. That's all it is. There's no real trick. Note how I guess my technique for that's a little bit different than actually Dimebag. That's the most obvious one. I'm probably a lot closer to, Reb Beach or Mattias IA Eklundh or something like that. But essentially, yeah, it's just a matter of the string just needs to be able to move easily, and your finger's in the way. So I don't know if you can see this well enough, but yeah, with a loose string, finger down where it belongs. You don't even have to really hit it that hard. I do that to just add a little extra velocity to it, but it's I could just do it with the bar. My thumb is just muting some of the other stuff so you don't get all the other strings. But really, it's just that. And then if you have all your notes, of the scale, you can start playing all kinds of melodies with that. You can use distortion and compression to make the notes come out more. But here, I got a clean sound on. Still works, just because, again, it's all about that technique. I'm making the string go loose and just putting my finger in the way, just as if I were to just play a harmonic in a normal way. Loose string wobbles means makes sound, and I can get those harmonics. So the thing to remember about harmonics is, again, it's like you're muting the string. So you're not actually fretting. You're never really pushing the string into the fret. So yeah, again, it's like you're blocking the strings off, but in a very specific place. My finger's kind of angled. That's just the way I'm doing it. I'm honestly trying to get better at doing it a little bit more vertical, so I can be more precise with that. But where that harmonic's actually occurring, is pretty close to like pretty much the fret. And again, what makes this work too, if you could see that, my finger's never pushing the string down. I am touching the neck a little bit, and I'm using it to kind of hold my my finger up. If I'm a little too, curled a little bit too much like your regular kind of technique, I find I have a lot of trouble not accidentally fretting. So yeah, by doing this, my finger will never kind of hit the actual string into the fret. it's just going to be kind of hanging right where that string's naturally living, so I can get that harmonic. So the motion, in the end, it's basically like you're just kind of slapping the string. You just get the aid of having a super loose string by pushing down the whammy bar. If you need to try it out someplace else to make it a bit easier, often kind of the thicker wound strings are not a bad place to try it, you know, right at that 5th fret and 7th fret. As you can see, like actually trying to do the harmonics there aren't as easy, at least for myself. G string's probably the easiest just because it gets so loose. It just has the harmonics ring out really true, compared to the others where you're fighting a lot of other things, whether it's just the thickness of the string or the B string and the E string. They just don't get very loose, so it's a lot harder to kind of really make it scream out like that. You don't have that aid of that really loose string to get that to get the string vibrating quite a bit. If you just start by just what I was doing there, just kind of slapping the string, and you sort of stay in the way, right? So it rings out, right? And then get out of the way. That's a good kind of precursor to everything that's going on. Then after that, you can get to the actual sort of whammy technique where you're kind of coming up from nothing. Again, because it's an open string ringing. You don't need to get out of the way too fast. That's another huge thing that people get wrong when they try to do this thing. Leave your finger there until it's clear, then you get it out of the way. That way you don't have the friction of the string vibrating on your finger to cause any issues, but leave it where it is, then get it out of the way once it's ready, because if you try to get it out of the way suddenly, you might not get good contact. So a really good place to try this out would be the 5th fret. Because you can hear it's like a completely different note compared to if I'm fretting it. There I'm pushing down, I get this C, and if I'm like doing this, it's a G an octave higher. So 5th fret's good one. Right, 7. 12 is the easiest one to do, but the problem with that is it is actually the same pitch if you're playing the harmonic like that, and then if you're fretting it. If you wanted to do this technique kind of more like the way Dimebag would do it, he'd also do it like this. I can't do that, especially with like an Ibanez Edge. You probably want to use a Floyd Rose for that because you can keep the bar a little bit more secure. He'll kind of pull this down, which that's how you get the loose string. And the other thing that he would do is he would kind of pluck the string to make it go. It's completely unnecessary. It gives you precisely his unique sound, but it's again, all harmonic is, you make the string vibrate, you block it off where the overtone is. And it's as simple as that. If you have any questions about this stuff, feel free to drop it in the comments, because like I said, I'll probably make a video just talking about all kinds of harmonics, because once you simplify everything involving harmonics, all the different techniques that are out there, you know, the Dimebag / Reb Beach, Mattias Eklundh, whether it's those harmonics, pinch harmonics, tapped harmonics, natural harmonics, harp harmonics, whatever, you just need to understand a few little tricks and they become super simple. Like honestly, I hardly use that technique, but if you got the right mindset, it's not too hard to just kind of whip it out of nowhere. So yeah, if you got any questions about that sort of, like any sort of harmonic things, drop in the comments. I'll make that as a topic of my harmonic video that I'm going to make. Yeah, I guess if you like this video, subscribe, like, all that jazz. Share it with anybody you think could use this information, and I'll probably edit this like crazy, so all my rambling will be in a different order and it'll be more concise, and I'll see you guys in the next one.